Yeah, WordPress is also what I use to build my website, but it's not a very special site. It's just so people can find out more information. But yeah, I mean, in uh, in web development, what's the view on WordPress? Is it kind of looked down upon because it's so simple? Yeah, what's the general review, I guess, that web developers have about WordPress?
There's definitely a lot of WordPress, yeah, looking down on
Hmm.
WordPress and PHP too. But I actually use WordPress in my own blog, and I think it's great. Um, I think that I'm not sure. I actually don't know why people don't like it. Actually, no, I do know why people don't like it. It can be very like confusing and frustrating trying to like I don't know edit the PHP and stuff like that. But I think it's gotten better over time. And WordPress is used in like 70 something percent of websites, and it's just really easy to create a website with WordPress if you're working for a client, as opposed to like if you work for a client and you build on this custom website with I'm not sure what like Hugo or some other static framework or whatever, like uh it can work, but then like what happens when someone else has to take over the project? The benefit of using WordPress and Squarespace and website builders like that is that you can if you know WordPress, you can work on any WordPress site. And so it's just kind of like this standard that is one easier for the client to edit because it's a CMS, and then two because it's so common, that you can easily pick up other WordPress sites and stuff like that. So I personally think that WordPress, I understand why it gets hate, but I think it's just so everywhere that you can't not learn it. Honestly, especially if you're doing freelance stuff.
Yeah, what I liked about WordPress so much is that it's it's easy to get started with, even if you don't have any web development experience at all. You can just install it, and then it's like a little blog tool. If you don't do anything special with it, it's like a yeah, like a blog website almost, where you
Mm-hmm.
can create posts and they will be viewed in the correct places, and you can pick a ready-made theme, and it's very easy to get a simple blog started. But you can also kind of dig deeper and change more stuff and actually write code and change the CSS and everything, and you can make it more customized and give it more functionality. But the problem with WordPress seems to be that the more functionality you add to it, at least via plugins, the more hackable it gets, right? So I was told by a lot of people that I should put as little or as few plugins in there as possible. Um, yeah, is that really a problem? Do WordPress sites get hacked often? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think they're very big targets for hacking, because it's so prevalent. So yeah, the advice of trying to install as few plugins as possible is very good, just because um, I think one of the main security risks for WordPress sites is not keeping your plugins and themes and stuff up to date, because often they get hacked and stuff, and so then the plugin authors have to write a fix for that, and so if you don't update your plugins, then your site's going to be open to attack. So yeah, I definitely try to use as few plugins as possible, um, and I think that helps. At least I don't know. I haven't gotten hacked yet.
Yeah, I had a time where I had like 60 or over 60 plugins installed, but I didn't get hacked either. But I made sure
Mm.
to uninstall some of them later. But what I've been wondering about, what if you have a website and you want to add more and more functionality to it, like maybe a forum, I mean a community board, and then the community board itself needs additional plugins for, I don't know, uploading files and adding advertisement and stuff like that, and user profiles and maybe um, social media functionality between the people. When I tried to build something like this, I had to add more and more plugins, and then I easily ended up with a lot of them. So what should I do if I want to build a website like this? Should I just avoid WordPress at all and code it all by myself, or how do you do that without creating something that is very easily hackable? I guess you have to code it yourself from scratch.
Yeah, I think that's it's hard to know what the best solution to do in that circumstances, but yeah, I think that can be one benefit of learning, PHP and then being able to do some custom code, which could also create more problems in itself, right? I think the other option could be instead of trying to code your own forum, using like an existing solution. So like, you could create a Discord community or use Patreon for members only stuff, and just kind of use those tools as opposed to trying to build your own. Obviously, if you need something very custom, then there might not be an existing solution that works for you. But I think my personal point of view is I try to not take on too much of the technical stuff myself if there's a better solution out there, just so I can focus on the things that are more important to me, like, creating content and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I ended up doing as well. I had this idea of creating a forum, but I scratched that idea and just created Discord server instead, because then I don't have to take care of making this secure and everything. And it's just easier. And yeah, I've moved most of my stuff. I mean, in the past, I had all my YouTube videos nicely lined out on my website with the code and everything, but this always caused more and more problems, and I ending up removing the stuff and just putting the code directly on GitHub and keeping the videos only on YouTube, because this way it's just easier. But yeah, I guess the better you are in writing your own web dev code, the more options you have to build your customized stuff.